Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Paul with, you guessed it, Live Life Van. I promised a video about how I was going to show how I was going to put a finish on this wood. We're going to do that. I got a couple products, but first I want to look at this beautiful reclaimed wood. Say, why am I using reclaimed wood? Well, look, go to that van that you want to buy for $150,000 to $200,000, okay? And they're using Formica. And I'm really not a fan of Formica for a lot of reasons. The weight, using an MDF, and there's a lot of VOCs in that MDF, and there's a lot of VOCs. How do you think the Formica is being glued onto that wood? Well, they're using a high VOC volatile organic compound, okay? This is reclaimed wood. Obviously, there's nothing glued in there, but look at the gorgeous patina that we're going to create on here. So here's a piece right here. If you can see that, you say, well, that looks like a pretty junky piece of wood, right? Well, watch what happens when we put a little bit of finish on there. Look at that. Okay, can we see that? Look how beautiful that is. This just comes out absolutely phenomenal. So that same piece of wood, that's what it does. Now, I'm gonna go with an oil because, again, this Odie's oil, there's other oils to use. There's no VOCs in here, none whatsoever. You're gonna be in a van, it's a confined space. Why would you use Formica that's glued on? Yeah, the VOC's super duper important, maybe not, but I'm gonna try to use as few as I can. Obviously the sealer is an oil that has none whatsoever. I'm gonna use a sanding sealer, there may be some VOCs in here, but it's minimal compared to how much we're gonna use. So the first process is get yourself the right kind of wood. If you just got yourself some regular oak, it's not gonna be very impressive. This is reclaimed, that's why we're using it. First thing you're gonna do, I'm gonna say this 3 times. Follow the instructions from the manufacturer, okay? Follow the instructions. It tells you exactly how to apply it. Don't listen to me, don't listen to your friend who's a carpenter, don't listen to your friend who paints homes. Do what the manufacturer says. So it's gonna say to sand it to about a 220, don't skip a step. You got all your different sandpapers here, and just a quick note on sandpaper, use either 3M or Norton. Don't use the H brand, it's garbage. Believe me, it makes a difference. How do I know that? I've been doing this a long time. So try to use 3M, it's really the best one. Start with a 150, go to 150, 180, and then finish with 220. Then go ahead and put your sanding sealer on there. It tells you how to do that on the can, okay? Then you're gonna sand the sanding sealer off. I will tell you, it says a 220 to a 320. I use a 320. You sand off that sanding sealer, and then we get into the Odie's oil. This stuff is gorgeous. You're just going to follow the instructions on here. Go to the website. There's a whole bunch of videos about this. You can follow them on IG, and go ahead and start to. This is 2 coats of oil and 1 coat of wax. Do exactly what the manufacturer says, and let 24 hours in between coats, and you should end up with this gorgeous finish. Here's a piece of wood over here starting to glue up. It's going to have the same treatment applied to it. So you can see it's a little bit labor intensive. You got to spread all that oil on this glue up. It's going to take you a little bit of time, but that's just what you have to do if you want to make something beautiful. So I think the main takeaway is this: try to use low VOC products and get yourself a beautiful wood to begin with, and you're gonna end up, you'll see when we get a little bit further along with this. So as always, God bless. Paul with, you guessed it, Live Life.